All right, say his name 3 times, fast.
Oli Kaka. Oli Kaka. Oli Kaka.
You almost had it. Here's the good news. You've got a few months before Saints training camp starts to practice his name.
Well, I don't know how to say his name, but I think we got this guy. He's a great draft. He's one of 9 really great ones. I'm Dave with Black and Gold Nation on the West Bank, New Orleans, and we're here with Gary Estwick, who's a sports writer and Saints analyst. Gary, what do you think is going on with the Saints this year? Are you excited about this draft?
I think they were good. They weren't great, but they were good. And this team needs to produce some new players. I mean, you come off a 7-9 season, disappointing. You don't make the playoffs. Drew Brees looks mortal. He doesn't look anything like a Hall of Famer, at least when the crunch time comes and the Saints really need big plays. They need a new crop of guys to push past the Atlanta Falcons, to consistently beat the Carolina Panthers, to make sure the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't catch up. I think they got some of these guys in this draft, starting with the 13th pick overall, Andres Pete of Stanford. He's 6'7", 313 pounds. And you might say, why do we need a tackle in the first round? Well, you got a $100 million investment in Drew Brees. You want to protect that guy. You want to build a wall around him. Before this offseason started, the Saints only had 1 starting offensive lineman under the age of 30. That's not the kind of protection you have for such a big investment. So another guy you mentioned, Oli Kaka. We're talking about the outside linebacker from University of Washington. 19 sacks last year. He's very productive. He's also had 2 ACL injuries on his left knee. That could be an issue going forward, but you hope the Saints did their due diligence to check his health. A couple other picks, including P.J. Williams from Florida State. He's a cornerback. I think he's going to help make the Saints better in the secondary. That defense was 31st in the league last year. It can't get any worse, and if it does, you certainly don't want to see it. So I think overall, not an A, not a B, but a C. And that's we're talking about the draft. But the good news is you can change all that when the season starts. And when the season starts, it doesn't matter what your draft grade is. It matters what your wins and losses are about. It's all about the W's.
I've heard some grade this draft as an A- with the Saints. So what do you think is the difference there?
I think with the draft, you want to right now get this instant reaction on how good a guy is. And it's hard to know before they've even played. You look at one of the picks in the 3rd round, Garrett Garrison, quarterback drafted from Colorado State. He's going to sit on the bench for a couple of years learning from Drew Brees. He's basically going to be his understudy. He told us, hey, I'm going to ask this guy so many questions, he's probably going to get tired of me asking him questions. It's going to take a while to figure out how good these guys are or how good they're not. It's not something you're going to get instantly. And hey, let's be real, just like our jobs, what you are today, you may be different tomorrow. You've got time to work on it. So we'll see how these guys line up. You know, the season's starting in a few months, so they've got a little time.
Right. Do we have somebody who's going to help our rushers break through the line?
I would put Pete at the top of that list. He's got the body for it. 6'7", 313 pounds. The Saints were pretty good against the run last year. Mark Ingram, who was really good, I'm pretty sure his jersey's up in here somewhere. Mm-hmm. Mark Ingram certainly did a pretty good job with the rushing game with the Saints last year. I think there'll be more of that. As long as they can help protect Drew Brees again, who doesn't like to leave the pocket, who likes to stay in that pocket and work his magic. As long as he's not running for his life, the Saints will be pretty good this season.
Do you think we're going to have any players who are going to have their own shirts in here?
I don't know if a guy have a Brees for Mayor shirt. He might have a Williams for Councilman shirt. I think that might work. But Brees might be the only Mayor. I really think a Ha-Ha is probably the best bet. I think his production that he's had at University of Washington, I think is going to be an immediate impact on this defense. Watch out. It's a name that fans, I think, around the nation are about to have to learn because you're going to hear it a lot.
Well, I'm excited about this year.
I can tell.
And the Saints are going a long ways this year. They're going to be great this year.
Give me a record. Give me a record. How many wins?
I'm going to say 12 wins.
12 wins.
12 wins.
12 wins. Yeah, I'd say.
That's
I'd
a
say,
great record.
I'd say 11. Yeah.
If you
I'd
do
say around
12,
11.
you're in the playoffs.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's better than That's not bad.
Go Saints.